So this Miller Lite commercial recirculated, I think, the end of last week, and I looked into it a little bit. It's from March, actually,
Mm-hmm.
and the original article on it was saying how wonderful it is that they were, crushing the patriarchy and supporting female brewers. And I just want to show this so everybody knows what we're talking about.
Here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever. From Mesopotamia to the Middle Ages to colonial America, women were the ones doing the brewing. Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis. Wow. Look at this wild. It's time beer made it up to women. So today, Miller Lite is on a mission to clean up not just their but the whole beer industry's Miller Lite has been scouring the internet for all this and buying it back so that they can turn it into good for women brewers. Literally, good How, you ask? Ladies, take it away.
First, we turn the bad into compost. Then we feed compost to worms. Push out beautiful fertilizer.
That good helps farmers grow quality hops,
which is then donated to women brewers to make their own really good
But there's definitely more out there. In your attic, in the garage, in your parents' basement. Send any you got into Miller Lite and they'll turn that into good too. Oh. So here's to women, because without us, there would be no beer.
There's so many angles as to why this is bad. First and foremost, I think the bad comedy of, oh my god, we're swearing, you guys, but it's actually censored, so it's hilarious how we're swearing. It's what I make fun of Louis Brackpool for when he sends me British memes. Is it's basically, oh, he's not supposed to say that, but he's saying it anyways. It's not quite what you expect. It's hilarious. That's what this is. It's trash, and they sort of thought that they were flying under the radar, I guess, with this stuff.
Well, they would have. They would have.
They would have if people didn't find it. So it's from March, and now we're in May. It's been almost exactly 2 months, and now they're going to feel the wrath, the retroactive wrath. But will it be as bad as Bud Light, Eric? I don't think so.
No, it definitely won't be as bad as Bud Light. But maybe this will. I guess there's too many beer brands out there, but maybe this will, turn some people off of drinking, right? If you want to boycott Bud Light, and then you realize, well, it's all of Anheuser-Busch, and then you have to boycott like 15 different brands of beer, and now this brand too. So you have to, I guess you can start brewing your own beer, or you can maybe go to the gym instead. So there is obviously some good things about this, but I thought the funniest part about this was because the first thing I thought about, because I follow Ilana Glazer on Instagram, of course, because she is one of the the pillars of this establishment Hollywood nonsense. And I just thought it was funny, some of the contrast of this commercial about beer and how they put us in bikinis, like how disrespectful, when she was literally on Instagram topless, shaking her breast to trick people into voting. So this is the same woman. So there is, like you said, there is so many levels. Look at there's a comment there, by the way. You should do a commercial. Okay, I get it now. These are new comments. Ago. Yeah, they're new comments. All right.
This girl just isn't funny though.
No, she's not funny. And
let's listen to this first. Let's let it play over and listen to it.
Have you made a voting plan yet? Because it's not nothing. It's like, who are you voting for? Are you voting early? Are you voting absentee? Are you voting in person? Like, make a voting plan today.
So that was it. So it's supposed to be funny that she's naked, I guess, but it's just not.
The other one?
Yeah, it's just not funny, and I don't know. This just screams to me like girl desperately wants attention for, being nude because she's not.
It's Lena Dunham style. She's not as disgusting as Lena Dunham, but it's right up there. And if you recall, okay, let's watch this one, and then I want to say something.
Vote November 8th and eat my ass.
I mean, that one was sort of funny. I almost laughed, but at the same time, Like this is for Democrats. Like this much is obvious, right? She was just in a commercial about how women brewers are amazing and you should support them.
But she also said, like, let's not overlook the bikini thing. That was a huge part of it. Like,
Yeah, right, exactly,
and then
right?
they put us in bikinis and we blur their face because this is so degrading, right? Like that was, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but her saying, um, women brewed the first beer, and what did they do? They put us in bikinis. What is she implying with that? Am I reading too much into that, saying that, well, these beer companies have been so misogynistic and degrading towards women, as she is on her own social media account dancing around nude, tricking people into voting for insane democratic policies?
Well, it's very confusing being a Democrat supporter or progressive in America or even the West in general because, like you said, on one hand, it's denigrating to women she's saying to use them in beer commercials. On the other hand, it's okay that she is topless to get you to vote. But on the other hand, the third hand, you shouldn't be exploiting women to get them to do something for you, for the white man, which is Joe Biden. He's in charge of your party. You got Mayor Pete in there. You've got a whole
Gavin
bunch of white
Newsom.
guys in there. Gavin Newsom, some of the biggest ones, right? And Zelensky. So you're selling your body for the old white man that you also hate, but also like sex work is supposed to be amazing. So it's like 17 layer dip of confused ideology. And I'm sure if you spoke to her, it'd be one of these situations where she contradicted herself in her own explanation of how
Uh,
uh, of why she does this stuff.
Absolutely, and this is something that I there's a couple times I've shot videos that I never actually posted, and your point is exactly what I'm saying. Like they have somehow figured out a way to manipulate people enough that they can, on one hand, I don't know if there's three hands in this one, but they can say the white man is the problem, systemic racism is the problem, and then you support a guy like Joe Biden. He's more than 80 years old and he is white. He is literally the system that you claim is the problem, but somehow you manage to get people to believe both of those things at the same time. And I will admit here as well that I have watched one look. Shut I don't want I won't name names, but one of my old friends way back in California before I
Jamal,
was before I was even in Brooklyn, used to watch Broad City. Have you ever seen it?
no,
You never not one episode, not one clip,
I don't know what it
maybe a
is.
clip. Oh, it's her show. That's like what
Okay.
made her famous. It's basically so Broad City was her and her friend living in New York, and they were struggling. It was like two broke girls type of thing. Like
Hmm.
they were waiting tables, and we were bike messaging, and we are trying to get Little Wayne tickets, and it was very like. And I seen a couple episodes, and at that time it was funny. I'm sure if you turned it on right now, you wouldn't be able to crack a smile. But there's one very telling scene, and this is a long time ago, where she does this whole production where it literally just turns into a Hillary Clinton ad.
Turn it up, Jordan.